Okay, 27 to the, hold on a second, let me see the question. To the x plus 1 over equal to 9. Okay, so this is, I call this kind of question, it's called common base equation. So common base, that means you don't look at the exponent, you look at the base. What do they have? Do they have the same base? Here. So 27 and 9 obviously doesn't have the same base, but can you make them the same base? Yeah. What will be the base? 3. So this 27, it becomes 3 to the third. And this 3 to the second. Now, this one's going to be x plus 1. Why is that? Because if you have 3, you convert the 27 to 3 to the 3. So 3 is right next to it. And that means 3 to the third, like x plus 1. According to the exponent rule, is a to the m times a to the n power is equal to a to the m times n. So therefore becomes multiplication, not addition, not subtraction, and there's also distribution as well. So since the 3 are the same, so they can do 3x plus 1 equal to square. So 3x plus 3 equal to 2. 3x is equal to negative 1, x equal to negative 1/3. Isabel? Question 30, okay. Respect, 30. 30 I went over on the other period. I like 30. I think it's a good question. Why is it a good question? It's involved with calculus a lot. Okay, so 4th grade, you learn about this. And you're gonna be like, I never learned this in 4th grade. Yeah, you did. Remember that 2/5 plus 1/5 is equal to 2 plus 1 over 5. You learned this, right? But the problem is people never learn things backwards. So I always told students as if you learn how to do something, you better learn it so well that you can do it backwards. And if you don't, like for example, you learn how to drive, you'll never get out of the garage if you don't learn how to drive backwards. Right? Unless you're gonna make a hole in your garage, right? But you don't want to do that. So obviously you gotta learn how to drive forward, drive backwards. I mean, not like Fast and Furious, but you know, just have to be able to back up the driveway. That doesn't ask too much. So, like the idea of going backward is so important. Math, there's always a 2 process. You adding, and then you subtracting. You're multiplying and dividing. They are like reverse to each other in some way, right? This is a very, very important. Now, Isabel asked this question. This is a great question. I love this question. Hopefully you know what I meant. 3x squared y squared. Do you see the bottom is one term? Even though they are multiplying, 3x squared y to the cube, they are multiplying, but they are one term. So minus 6x cubed y squared plus 12x to the 4th y all over 3x squared y to the cube. Okay. So guess what? You can write it in 3 separate terms. So 3x squared y to the 3rd over 3x squared y to the 3rd minus 6x to the 3rd y squared over 3x squared y to the 3rd minus 12x to the 4th y to the... I ran out of space. I don't know how to use this one. Anyway, so let me write it a little bit to the left. Actually, is any possible I can move this? Yes, I should be able to move this. No, it's nice. So that's equal to 3x squared y to the 3rd over 3x squared y to the 3rd minus 6x cubed y squared over 3x squared y to the 3rd plus 12x to the 4th y over 3x squared y to the 3rd. So you see these questions. I split out 3 terms. You have no problem here, right? Hopefully. And then you can simplify this. 3 and 3, that's 1. X squared, that's 1. Y cubed over Y cubed is 1, so it'll be 1. 6 and 3, that should be 2. X3 over X squared. X3 over X squared, that's just going to be X. And Y squared over Y to the third is equal to Y to the negative 1. That means 1 over Y, so it's Y over here. Plus 4x squared over y squared. So that is the final answers. Isabel, does that make sense? Split up to 3 different things and then break it up. Yes? 27? Okay. Does everybody understand this question? Do you have questions? Don't just write it down. You write it down, you're not going to be able to perform on the test. You better know what's going on. And you better be able to name your own question and then simplify yourself. When bottom's one term, please break things up. When bottom's two term, there's other things you can do. But one term, just break things up. What's your name again? Yeah. Omar? Okay, Omar, what's your question? 27, let me see. Okay. 27 is a great question. Instead of go over a question like that, I'm gonna go over 28. They're very similar. Instead of 28, I have a wrong answer on answer key, so it should be 2 inside. So if you have a radical, always be able to simplify the radical. So that means 27, you had to simplify 3 different times. And I think the work's over there in the front. So, yeah. So for this particular questions, the answer is wrong. That's why I go over that one. So I break down this to 2 and 27, and then 3 to 9, and then 3 to 3. Since this is third root, usually 27 is square root, so you need a group of 2. At this, you need a group of 3. If you have group of 3, you can group this, and you can get out that. So it'll be third roots of 2, like this. Any questions? Is that okay? And the x, there's x times x times x 6 times. You can break up to 2 groups. The 2 groups going to be here. And y to the 8, how many groups you can form? Let's just say we want to play 3 on 3. I have 8 people. What will happen? It'll be 2 groups, right? And there's somebody don't get picked on. That's going to be kind of left inside. That's me. Actually, I'm pretty good at basketball. Yes. Yes.
Different question.
Sure.
I'm having trouble with for 53. How do I write the equation?
53? I don't know.
2 graphs.
53.
The 2 graphs at the top. I'm trying to find notes.
Hi. You're a new student?
Yes.
From,
For JP State B.
from what were you before? Which class? Which math class you were before? That's a big jump. Why jump from algebra 2 to calculus? Come here. So you want to be in algebra 2 or you want to be in calculus? You from this school last year?
No, I went to a different one.
Which one?
It was Crenshaw School.
That's the one in this is very small school in Windermere,
Yeah,
right?
it's a private school.
It's private school. What did you take last year?
Algebra 2.
then you should not be in Algebra 2. You should not be in Calculus. You should be in AP Pre-Calculus. So not AP Calculus because your next level is not going to be that. So if you're in Algebra 2 last year, then you should be in AP Pre-Calculus, not AP Calculus, because there is a class right between a Calculus and Algebra 2 is AP Pre-Calc.
Yeah, we already talked to him about it. The counselor, Mr. Parati.
Mr. Parati?
Yeah.
No, you talked to them. What did they say?
He said it's okay for me to be in this class.
Okay, so sit here for now, and is any particular reason why you want to be in calculus instead of pre-calculus, though?
No, not in particular.
Okay. Zender, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a picture of those. Can you talk to me after class?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Grab a seat there. I don't have a lot of seat left. I don't want people to switch in. I want people to switch out. There's more and more people. Yeah, it's fine. You can sit anywhere. Whatever make you feel comfortable. Okay, so for the g of x, to explain like what is the graph, like what would be the function of this graph? Okay. So the function looks like this for g. It's g, right?
Yes.
Okay. The g is gonna look like something like this. And that's a very common question. I think it's asked last period as well. Okay, so I have a question like this. Okay, so from here to here, it's gonna be one function. From here to here, it's gonna be the second function. From here to here is the third function. And from here to here is gonna be the fourth function. Is that okay? So we're gonna start with the red. We're gonna start with this one. From here to here. And this is oops, my bad. This both fill in. So that is gonna be, well, imagine this line extend a little bit longer. That's y equal to x plus 2. Does that make sense? And the restriction is gonna be less than 5x equal to and less than equal to 2. Is that okay? First part? Just break down to small part. It's called piecewise function. Cooper would probably teach this, right?
Yeah.
I think Ollie didn't spend too much time on it. But since Cooper taught Algebra 2, Cooper teach double block calculus, so he will emphasize whatever things that it's important for calculus. So then this is the one thing that you should be very emphasized. It's called piecewise function. Because there's a restriction, you have to understand what the restriction from -5 to -3. That means interval between here to here. Am I going too fast? Okay. So for particular things like the blue one, which is this part from here to here, so that is going to be just y equal to -x minus 2 because you have y-intercepts in -2 and the slope is -1. And that's going to be from -2 less than x less than 0. And this one's equal to, and this one's open circle, so it's less than. Am I going too fast? Okay. Let's go with the orange. So the orange is going to be from here to here. Again, is y equal to, that's 2x because the slope is 2. Rise over run is 2/1. and that's going to be minus 2. So x is less than, and that's going to be 0 less than 2. And this equal to. And then the yellow one is going to be y is equal to 2 because this is a function of 2. And then it's going to be from 2 less equal to x less equal to 5. And that's how you break down this function. And that's what I mean by name the function. Please don't name it Bob. I have seen people name it Bob. No, I want you to name the actual equation that represents this graph.
When it goes like f of g of 2, do I just plug 2 in all of the values?
I didn't ask that though. At the bottom says what? Oh yes, I did ask that. So I start with g of 2. G of 2 means when the input is 2. So the input is 2, the y value is 2 as well, according to this graph. And then you're going to plug in the f graph. So you're going to go into 2 and look at the f graph. It's end up to be -1 according to the f of x graph. So that you have to be able to read the graph. Yes. Yes.
It's x is it x is less than or equal to -2?
Yes, there's a typo right here. Sorry, this is negative. You're absolutely right. Yes. 36, yeah, lovely. 36. Everybody asking the same class, same period, same questions. 36. 36, I like 36. The answer was wrong. It's supposed to be 5y plus 2x. Yeah. So if I were you guys, I will go back to change some wrong answers. So for example, number 4 should have actual answer. It should be x equal to -25, I believe, on that one. And question 12, the definition, the quadratic formula is definitely wrong. I forgot what is it, but I know it's square root 139 inside. So that's not square root 2. So question 12 is for sure wrong. There's some parenthesis and bracket wrong. And 19 and 20, I just do a point slope form, but you gotta be able to convert all 3 different forms. Let's just say question 28, inside should be 2 rather than 3. Question 36, it should be 5y plus 2x. So yeah, there's some mistake here and there. Just I'm too lazy to change it. Okay, so the question is 36. 36 is a great question. First of all, some people don't understand the negative exponent. That's the question. 5x to the -1 minus 2y to the -1 over 25x to the -2 minus 4y to the -2. First of all, you need to understand what is 5x to the -1 is. Do you know what 5x to the -1 is? 5x, good. So you should get 5x, not 1 over 5x, because only -1 only apply to x, not apply to 5. That's a first initial understanding for you guys. Minus 2 over y. And same thing, 25 over x squared minus 4 over y squared. And then that's the first thing you should get. Any questions here? Second thing you should see is there is a parenthesis here. Why there's a parenthesis? It's not there, but it's always there. Every numerator has its own parenthesis. Every denominator has its own parentheses. Okay? Then what you need is combine fractions, because parentheses told you that you're supposed to combine this first. And if you combine this first, you're going to multiply this by x over x, and this is y over y, because you need a common denominator. You also need an x squared over x squared here. You need a y squared over y squared here. So that's equal to xy, 5y minus 2x over 25 y squared, I think, minus 4x squared over x squared y squared. Any? You can. Yeah, you can have different square. I just haven't get there yet. You are like too fast for me. No, it's okay. 5x minus 5. Sorry, it's 5y. Right, minus 2x over xy. Right. I'm gonna divide. So divide this by this. Right. Divide this by this. So it's 25x squared minus 4y squared. And Lucas was right because that is a different square right here. So it's going to be 5y minus 2x over xy times x squared y squared over 5x plus 2y and 5x minus 2y. And the I think I messed up something. 5y minus 2x. This is y, sorry. This is y, this is x. So it should have been 5y minus 2x and 5y plus 2x. That's a called different square. So this cancel out, this cancel out, this cancel out. So it'll be xy over 5y plus 2x. And that's why I said the answer is wrong, because answer says 5x plus 2y. Yes.
I know we did this, but I was still confused on like 40. Like the one we're saying in basic algebra.
40? It's a good question. You do it on the board. Nobody use that board. Try. Other people's gonna help you. Don't be embarrassed. It's okay. We're all learning. That one is it's standard question. Everybody need to know. Write down a question. I equal to E over capital R plus non-capital R. So a capital R, yes. I cannot see. Did you write it right? Okay. All right. Don't judge on his handwriting. It's fine. Doing good. You gotta give him confidence. That's great. Okay. All right. So what do you do first then? We're solving. First of all, what are we solving for? We're solving for small r. Good. So do that first. I times. Good. So what would you get? So far, so good. So what do you do next? We're solving for the non-capital R. So how do you do next step? You divide it by I can also work too. Yeah, you divide it by I is also work. So you can divide by I. That's fine. Because we're solving for that. This is the second way to do it. I won't divide it by I, but it's fun. It's a good way. Then how do I get R by itself? There you go. Good. And yep, And then you're gonna be like, that's not my answer, right? That's not the answer key has. But that's fine because I will show you in a second. You did good. So what it did is right, but what come the answer key is different, and it's fine. If you look at here in particular part, that if you combine the same, combine the fraction, multiply by I, that's gonna be E minus RI over I. So it's the same answers. You just combine fractions. Very good. Oh my, you did good. Number 41 is very good one. Number 41, so those of you guys know, number 41, if you study physics, that's actually is in the physics C, I believe. It's electromagnetic. Is that in physics C or no? Yeah. That's a what?
That's like the third level.
That's a third level. So whatever that is, right? That class, it has something called the equation for the resistance is actually 1 over R, the total R, total resistance of the whole circuit, equal to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2. That's actually the same equation for 41. It just I use PQ, like RPQ, instead of R and R1. I remember in college you had to solve that equation. And I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I did that. So 41 is a very good question as well. And yeah.
Solving for an inverse function, I just replace the x with y.
And then solve for the new y. But there was a lot more story to that. Not, I mean, just the idea behind it. I think Cooper teach it right. I think Ollie is not probably not have the my my expectation yet. Next question. So tomorrow I'm gonna let you just helping each other out. And Wednesday I'm gonna start trigonometry. So, and then Thursday is a test. And after school, you can come and ask questions. I'll stay for an hour to help you guys. But yeah. Next question. My favorite philosopher, his name is Siddhartha. Do you know what Siddhartha is? Who's Siddhartha? Who? Nobody? Yeah.
Tom.
There's another name. There we go. Who says Buddha? Good job, Sean. Okay. So Buddha says, like, you should always question, right? And it says if big question lead to big enlightenment, small question lead to small enlightenment. Was no questions, no enlightenment. So you guys not asking, so that's bad. If you have a question, ask. I would be never the one that says you're dumb. You don't know that. But if you got it wrong on your test, I'm gonna say, yeah, you're dumb. You don't know that. Because you have all the opportunity to ask. Yes, Jordan. 25, love to. 25 is a good question. It's all the basic exponent rules that you need to know. And I'm gonna write down all the exponent rule for you. So a to the m times a to the n equal to a to the m plus n. That is the first rule. Second rule is a to the m over a to the n equal to a to the m minus n is top minus bottom, always. The third rule says anything to the 0 power is 1. The fourth rule says a to the negative n equal to 1 over a to the n, or 1 over a to the negative n equal to a n over 1. The fifth rule says a to the m to the n equal to a to the m. Sorry, this one is bad. Is a to the m times n. The sixth rule is called definition of radical. Is a to the m over n is equal to n roots of a to the m. So they are, a little bit difference between two. Now, those are all the rules. Now, I'm going to go back and look at 25. 25 says 64. I'm going to just do a different question. You do that question. How about that? I'm going to do, let's say, I don't know, 84 over 4 times x to the negative 3, x to the negative 5, y to the 6, and y to the negative 2. Something like that. Okay, so this one I'm just going to simplify. So this can simplify down to 21, I believe. The x is top minus bottom. Use the rule number 2. So it'll be negative 3 minus negative 5. Y to the 6 minus negative 2. So that's equal to 21 x to the 2 and the y to the 4th. And that's the answer for this particular one. Now, remember when you have negative exponent rule, if you got your answer as negative exponent, you have to change it to positive. So for that particular question, I want you to try it. You should be able to get it. Yeah, you'll probably get 8y to the 3, x to the negative 4, z to the negative 3, but you have to convert to the bottom to make it positive.
What, 50 by any chance is it negative 3x? I just want to make sure.
What is it?
For 50, I just want to ask if it was negative 3x.
50? I don't know. I didn't do it. Hold on. Let me try it. Does anybody have this questions? Jordan, do you know how to finish it? Okay, try it. And if it doesn't work, let me know. But make sure you understand all the rules because all this rule is on SAT. So if you don't have this rule, write it down, write it down. And if you want to know the explanation of how to do something, I actually have a pre-calc video today, talk about all the exponent rule today. I actually start pre-calc with the 4th grade math. I should just go in like very, very detailed because I don't like I think like most of your problem is you guys just kind of like the teacher just teach whatever the curriculum is, and that's what's bad. It doesn't review, so you don't have the whole knowledge. And that's why you're missing so much knowledge right now. So I actually start from 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade. We had like 6th grade today. So
For the one you did, isn't it y to the 8?
which one?
For the question you just said on the way.
Oh, yep, you're right. 6 minus negative 2 is 8. Thank you. I can add. Sometimes happens. Isabella?
I was confused on 27.
27. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the one that Luke asked. Maybe I did it wrong. So F S and the 28 you say, Isabella? 27. Okay. So 2x x minus 3. So y equal to 2x over x minus 3. X equal to 2y over y minus 3. X y minus 3 equal to 2y. I'm going to have to distribute xy minus 2y equal to 3x. Y take it out, x minus 2 equal to 3x. F inverse of x equal to 3x over x minus 2. Oh, I had it right.
Did you just subtract xy from both sides instead? Factor out the y there.
Yeah, that's what I
I did it either way, it's fun. It's fun.
2y minus xy.
Okay, so you might get 3x over 2 minus x. Is that what you get? they have the same answer. If you take out a -1 on the bottom,
Oh yeah, no, I mean,
oh, sorry. No, you might have, hold on a second. You might have -3x. So if you factor out -1 times x minus 2, and this negative will cancel out, so the same answer. If you take out a -1 on the bottom, and the negative will cancel out. Isabella asked me something, 27 or 28, I forgot. 27, I think somebody asked me that earlier, so now I'm gonna go over that now. For 50x to the third minus 3, 125x to the fifth plus 98x to the third. So then I'm gonna take 2, 25, and 5, and 5. So I can take out a 5 and 2 inside. X to the q, I can take out x and leave it x inside. Do you have any questions here, Isabella? Is it okay? Minus 3. And this one I can take out. 125 is going to be 5, 25, and 5, and 5. So it's going to take out 5 and 5x. And this is x squared, I believe. That's a mess. Sorry, let me redo that again. Minus 3 times 5. X squared. And then 5x. Is that okay? This is 2, 49, 7, and 7. What can you take it out? What can you take out here? You can take out this, which is 7. And left with 2 inside. X and x. Now, only those two can subtract because they call it a like, or adding and subtract, they call it a like radical. So that is going to give you a 12x square root 2x minus 15x squared square root 5x. What for?
The 50 squared.
Oh, did I forgot to multiply? Possibly, yeah, 4. That should be 20 then, okay? So good job. I can see that, 20. And so that should be a 27 now. So 27. Yeah. Hopefully that's the right answer. Huh? 32?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good question. Okay, so here's the thing. Most of you guys just copy down what I did. If I were you, I'll go home and see, cover it up, see if I know how to do it. Because if you just see me doing it, it's like different. It's like you watching other people shooting basketball and you say, oh yeah, I know how to shoot basketball. And when the game time, you get on there, he says, you're gonna do exactly the same thing what other people do. It just doesn't work. You cannot watch basketball to play basketball. You have to actually play. And if you, what did the quote I posted the other day? It was a really good quote from someone that is training. It says amateurs practice until they get it right. Professional practice until they can get it wrong. I think that's a very, very precise, depends on how good of your students. If you just practice to get it right, that's not good enough. If you practice where you don't get it wrong, that's where you become like, okay, this is good. So Isabella going to a soccer field, she's not gonna be like, okay, I just want to practice, to get it right. I want to practice where you don't get it wrong. And that's what Kobe Bryant is a much better athlete than anybody else because he'll do the same jump shot over and over and over again. And he'll do it 1,000 times. And on the game, it's just another shot for him. But for you guys, just want to look at other people play like Michael Jordan play, and you say, oh yeah, I can play like Michael Jordan now. Not even close. You can't even beat me. I'm serious. I'll whoop your ass. And it's on a live stream right now. Okay. Because you don't have the same mentality as I am. Even you are on the basketball team, my mentality go on the basketball court is I'm gonna kick your ass. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're 6'8", Shaquille O'Neal. I don't care. My mentality is I'm gonna whoop your ass. It doesn't matter you're good or bad. Charlie? I will knock them down before they score on me. All right, next question. I think the question was 32. So 18x minus 18x minus 12x squared over 4x squared plus 4x. I'm using x instead of a because I don't like a because my a looks like a 9. So 4x squared plus 8x plus 3 over 4x squared minus 9. Okay, so for me, like the biggest problem is actually right here because they didn't write it in the correct way. They should have write down negative 12x squared plus 18x. So for me, I will actually factor out a negative 6x. Why? Because the leading coefficient is negative. So if you normally write like this, it should be negative 12x squared plus 18x. Now to help you in the future, if this is a negative, take out a negative. So if you take out a negative, it's gonna be 2x minus 3. And 2x plus 1 times 2x plus 1. That's called a perfect square trinomial. The bottom is factorable. I hear you do need to know how to factor. What is the factor of 4x squared plus ax plus 3? What is it?
4a plus 1 and a plus 3.
I don't think that's right. 2a plus 3? 2a plus 1. I think that's right. I think you need to go back and learn how to factor. 2x plus 3 and 2x minus 3. And with that being seen, oh, it's 2. This is x. Sorry, this is x. 2x plus 3. Sorry, this is just a really bad handwriting. Let me redo that again. That's such a garbage. 2x plus 3 and 2x plus 1, right? 2x plus 3 and 2x minus 3. Simplifications. Boom, 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 boom. The answer is negative 6x over 2x plus 1. This is actually a test if you know how to factor. If you don't know how to factor, you better learn how to factor. Yes, Luke.
I have 52 or 52.
What is it?
52. Yeah,
Ah, you can do that. Too much work. The answer's already there. You have. Look, if other people ask this question, I'll answer them. But look, you got this.
Don't worry.
High expectation of you.
Oh, I'm not using
You are Chinese now.
yes, sir.
Yes.
Go over your method of like box factoring again.
Good question. I would like to go over that. So for example, if I have a question that's a 18x squared minus 9x minus 2, I want to factor this. Now, for you guys, like you learn the AC method, which is 18 times 2, and knowing the factor of 18 times 2, 36. 36 has a lot of combination to get 36. Now, imagine that 18 is the smallest number I can give it to you. What if I give you 45 or 121, right? So you got to be able to handle all the stuff. So let's just say if I give you some big number that says, I don't know. Anyway, it's going to be first, last, in the middle. So it'll be 18x squared minus 2 and minus 9x. The whole idea is to add this part. So what happened is you want to make sure it's 18x squared. So you want to make sure it's two number times each other to get 18x squared. Now, I will not use 1 and 18. I will not use 2 and 9. I always use 6 and 3. Why in this case? Because 6 and 3. Because their numbers closer to each other. A textbook or my test, usually a number are close to each other. The other two is a worst try. So then I'm going to do 1 and 2 or 2 and 1. I'm going to do 2 and 1 right here. And I just need to figure out, well, 2 times 1 does not give you -2. So one of them need to be negative sign. So I prefer this to be negative sign because if you have -12x plus 3x, you're going to give you -9x. So that's correct. So just pair diagonally. Make sure it's diagonal. It's called Back's method. So it'd be 6x plus 1 times 3x minus 2. Now they can be both negative. They can be both positive as well. So it depends on what is your last number. Your last number is positive. The number could be both negative or both positive.
Have a good day, Mr. Yang.
Bye.
If you ever answer my question, what's your favorite dessert?
Who's
So for the box method, like, why does it matter which like, two numbers you choose for the combination?
what you say? Hold on a
Like,
second.
you know when you're doing like the box thing. So like, why do the two numbers matter? Like, so like for if you had 18, could I do like any two numbers that multiply to 18, or like why should I pick that one?
I should pick 3 and 6 because textbook question usually involve with a number that's closer to each other.
Okay.
So let's just say if I have a choice of 3 and 6 and 2 and 9 and 1 to 18, I would choose the number that's closest to each other. Why? Because 80% of probability is going to be based on two numbers next to each other.
Okay.
Now, can it be 20% of the chance that to be on the other two? Yes,
Okay.
it can, but it's not all the time.
But if you do the other two, then you would still get the right answer.
No, you're not gonna get it
you're
right.
not.
So
Okay.
you're not gonna get it right because your last column is not gonna be
Oh,
correct.
okay. All right, thank you so much.
Hi.